All right, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about handsome men's game and the 5 ways to treat and act around women as a handsome and attractive man. So with that being said, I'm simply just going to be breaking down the 5 different ways to conduct yourself and the way to treat women as a handsome and attractive man so that you have success when it comes to interacting with them. Now, with that being said, before we hop into the 5 different ways to treat and act around women as a handsome, attractive man, if you need help maximizing your looks and you want to become the most handsome, attractive version of yourself and start to attract beautiful women to you on autopilot consistently, predictably, and reliably, and create a thriving and abundant dating life for yourself, then I would highly suggest that you check out my free IAB training. I'll have it linked down below in the description as well as the pinned comment. I truly believe that it's going to transform your life for the better when it comes to overall allowing you to maximize your looks with the genetics that you've been given and be able to create your dream dating life. So definitely check that free training out after this video. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's jump into the video. So number 1, be cool at all times, man. So as a handsome, attractive man, the biggest tip that I can give to you is just be chill, be calm, and be reserved, because women are going to initially be nervous around you, whether, they approach you, right? If you are a handsome, attractive man, women will approach you. I promise you they will, or they will give you choosing signals for you to approach, and then you can approach the woman that way. So the more cool and calm that you are as a handsome, attractive man, the better that you will be, right? The better off you will be, because women are going to be nervous. They're going to be intimidated by you because you are a handsome and attractive man. And that's why you don't want to do too much when you do approach them, or you do have your first interaction with them, or you go on your first date with them, or maybe you guys met each other on a dating app, you guys set up a date, and now you're going to be meeting up with one another in person. You want to be as cool, calm, and collected as possible, because again, she's going to be nervous. She's going to be intimidated by you. And this is why I would suggest that you just don't try to act like someone that you're not. Don't try to put on a facade. Don't be over the top. Don't do anything extra, man. Just keep it simple by just being cool, being chill, and being reserved as a handsome and attractive man. Because you also have to understand that there's going to be a lot of attraction there, right? The woman is going to be feeling you. She's going to be physically into you. So a lot of the attraction is going to be doing the heavy lifting for you anyways. So there's no need for you to be putting on all these little facades and doing all this extra stuff to really try to overcompensate for really nothing. Because as a handsome, attractive man, you don't need to do all that, man. You don't need to try too hard. All you have to do is just be cool, be calm, be collected, because that's also going to help lower her guard, which is what we're going to talk about in the next point. Moving on to number 2, lowering her guard. So as a handsome, attractive man, like I said, women are going to be nervous and intimidated by you, right? The reason why they're going to be intimidated by you is because, contrary to popular belief, women aren't used to just being around handsome and attractive men like that. Especially if you are a really good looking dude in her eyes, you exceed her physical attraction threshold, you are her exact type, she's going to be nervous, man. She's going to be nervous. She's going to be feeling a certain type of way around you. So the best way to approach the situation is that you want to lower her guard. You want to lower her guard by being warm, by being inviting, but still remain masculine, right? I'm not saying be soft and act feminine or anything like that, but you want to have an element of warmth and invitation to you, right? Don't put on this hyper masculine alpha facade that's BS and it's all for the marketing and stuff like that. Like all these dating coaches will tell you need to be hyper masculine in the sense of being an alpha, only saying 1 to 3 words, have this stone cold face and all this stuff. That doesn't work. And I say this a lot in my videos, but just in case you are a newcomer, first and foremost, welcome. But I say in my videos that stuff, that whole hyper masculine alpha thing is just a facade. And when it comes to making people feel good and when it comes to being social, people love being around other people that makes them feel good. They love being around people who are likable. As a handsome, attractive man, you're going to have to embody the traits of simply being someone that's likable, man. Simply being someone that's likable, someone that people enjoy being around. And especially when it comes to women, their nerves are going to be going crazy. Their guards are going to definitely be up, especially because there's a negative perception that pretty much all handsome and attractive men have. And the more attractive you are as a man, the more true that this is. But women are going to think you're an asshole. Women are going to think that you're a jerk. Women are going to think that you're a player. So with that being said, in order to lower her guard so that she feels more cool, calm, and collected herself, and she can open up to you more. That way your guys' interaction can lead to something, more beneficial for both of you, right? And just overall an enjoyable experience. Just have an element of being warm and inviting to her, man. Showcase that you're a good dude, that you are a likable person, that you're not this jerk or this asshole, that you actually know how to have a conversation, that you care to have a conversation with her, right? You're asking questions about her. You know what I mean? You're trying to get to know her. And I'm more so, again, talking in the context as if you guys are going on, let's say, the first date, or maybe you warm approached her because she gave you choosing signals. I'm more so about inbound game, which is when women either approach you or they give you choosing signals and they throw out interest to you, right? And then you maximize on that interest by warm approaching her. But if you're one of those guys who are all about cold approaching, then you can go ahead and do that too if you want to. But either way, you want to lower her guard. That way you guys can have a smooth and fruitful interaction, right? And again, like I said, just be warm, be inviting. Don't try to be too closed off. Don't try to be stone cold. Don't try to give 1 to 3 worded answers every sentence. Don't do any of that stuff, man. Still be a human being. Don't be a robot. Still be likable, because regardless of how handsome and attractive you are, man, women aren't going to be messing with you like that, at least not for the long term, if they don't actually like you. They don't like being around you. They don't feel good being around you. If they don't feel those ways towards you, they're not going to stick around that long, no matter how handsome or attractive you are in their eyes. So that would be the second thing to focus on as a handsome and attractive man, is that you want to lower her guard. Again, she's going to be nervous. She's going to be intimidated, and she's going to have her guards up quite a bit, especially because, like I said, those negative perceptions. So if you can lower her guard by showcasing to her, like, hey, I'm not this asshole jerk that you are perceiving me to be because I'm a handsome and attractive man. I'm actually a good, solid dude. And you wouldn't say, oh, I'm a good, solid dude, but I'm just saying you would showcase that without saying that you're a good, solid dude. And a lot of that's just going to come from having good conversational skills and getting her to warm up to you over time as she's continuing to have a conversation with you and getting to know a little bit more about you and just seeing how you interact with her. Her guard will start to lower and lower over time. So that was number 2, lowering her guard. Moving on to number 3, showcase charisma or aspects of your personality, man. So if you are a charismatic dude or have an attractive personality based on what other people have told you many times in the past, not just what you believe about yourself, but if people have told you that you are a charismatic man or that you have a great personality, you have an attractive personality, then of course showcase that, because people in general, man, they're attracted to charismatic people. Like I said a little bit ago, like people love being around people who make them feel good, right? People love being around people who evoke positive emotions in them. It comes back to sales. People do business and buy from people that they know, like, and trust. So understand that same element applies when it comes to interacting with people in general, but of course, like with women, and I was even having a conversation with a girl not too long ago about this, but I told her, like, women need to be selective out here. They can't just be getting with any and all kind of men. You dig what I'm saying? So with that being said, focus on making the girl feel good. She should feel good when she's around you. She should be feeling positive emotions when she's around you. You should be evoking positive emotions when she's around you, right? And one of the ways that I like to do this specifically, and you got to do this authentic and genuine to you. You got to do this authentic and genuine to you, because if you try to be someone that you're not, if you try to be extra, you just try to put on this type of facade, it's not going to work and it's going to backfire. But I personally like to specifically point out something that I've noticed about the girl that is independent of her looks, that I know is a strength of hers or a positive trait of hers that more than likely people aren't pointing out or really touching on. So that could just be like her energy, the way that she approached me, if she approached me, or the way that, she's able to carry a conversation, something like that. Like, I'll point out something that's very unique and specific to her, but is independent of her looks. Now, if I see that a girl dresses very well, and I can tell that she has a mindset for really pairing clothes with one another, like I can tell that she really invests in having a good sense of fashion and style, I'm going to point that out, because you can tell, like, when women are really into like fashion and, really putting specific pieces together and stuff like that. I'll compliment her on her mindset and her eye for fashion when it comes to piecing certain aspects of fashion and clothing and shoes and accessories together, something like that, man. All in all, I'm just saying, try to point out something to her that is specific to her, as far as it could be anything. Again, like her conversation, how she's asking questions, her confidence to approach you if she did approach you, or just her mannerisms even. I don't know, like it could really be anything, but if you can specifically and more importantly, like I said, genuinely and authentically point out something that you like about her that stands out to you, and you highlight that to her, she's going to appreciate that. She's going to notice that, and she's going to see, okay, he's not just checking me out and just saying the same corny stuff that every other dude is telling me as far as how beautiful I am. Like, he actually is pointing out something that no one else has really pointed out or no one else has really talked about, right? And that's going to stay in her mind. And because of that alone, you're going to be more likable because of that. Now, don't do this to try to get one over on the woman or to try to game her and stuff, because you also got to understand, man, as a handsome, attractive man, you don't have to do all these gimmicks. You don't have to go out of your way to try to do all these gimmicks and convince the girl to like you or sell her on you and stuff, because the attraction's already taken care of that, right? The attraction that she has for you has already taken care of all that. So you don't need to be doing all these gimmicks. You don't need to try to get one over on her. Don't manipulate her. Don't do all that corny, silly stuff. There's no need for it, and it's not cool. So just understand that when you highlight something specific about her, right, and just showcase like you're actually taking in her presence. And I know this may be different than what you're probably accustomed to hearing, but when you're taking in her presence and you're showcasing appreciation for aspects of her that most people aren't, you're going to stand out in her eyes. You're going to stand out in her mind, and you're just going to be more likable in her eyes overall. And she's going to want to be around you even more, not just because you are a handsome and attractive man, but you're also handsome and attractive from a personality, charismatic perspective as well. So that's number 3, showcasing your charisma or personality. Moving on to number 4, be congruent, man. So this is one of the biggest struggles that a lot of men are going to face, especially as they level up their looks. Because on this channel, I do talk about looks maxing, self-improving, practicing body game as far as dialing in your physique and being able to attract women as far as just standing out to them based on how your body looks and just your overall physical image. But with that being said, understand that you also have to update your software. So you're updating your hardware, which is your physical looks, your exterior, but you're also gonna have to update your software to be congruent and aligned with your hardware, right? So what I mean by that is when you are a handsome and attractive man, women are going to expect you to act like one. And that doesn't mean be like this over the top extroverted man and stuff like that and be all up in everybody's faces and be the life of the party, unless that's actually how you are, unless that's naturally how you are and that's authentic and genuine to you, then roll with that, because that's what's genuine and authentic to you. But by and large, that's not necessarily what that means, because I think a lot of people will assume like, oh, like I have to be this over the top frat boy because I'm a handsome, good looking man. No, again, if that's actually how you are as a person, if you naturally are like that, if you are genuinely like that, then do that, because like I said, it's going to work for you, and it's going to work for you simply because that's genuine and authentic to you. But if it's not, that's fine. All you have to do is just be confident and own the fact that you are a handsome man. Don't run from it. I used to do this quite a bit when I was younger, but I own the fact that I'm handsome and that I'm attractive, but I'm not going to be arrogant about it, right? I'm not going to be arrogant about it. I'm not going to think that I'm better than anybody, that my life is more valuable than theirs because of that, right? I'm still going to remain humble. I'm still going to remain cool and just simply not be arrogant, but I will be confident. And I think one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of men make, especially when they were once an average man, but they self-improved, they looks maxed, they dialed in their physique, they're practicing body game, and now they've gone from an average man to an attractive man that women are checking for. I think one of the issues that men run into, and the mistakes that they make rather, is that they deny that they have other women checking for them. Because you will have women that will assume and insinuate that you have other women checking for you. And a simple way to respond to that, because I've responded to this, now do this authentically, do this genuine to you. Don't just be saying this and you don't believe it, or it's not an actual reality. But I've had women tell me like, I'm sure you have all these women chasing you and won you and all this stuff. And I'll just straight up tell them like, yeah, I'm able to attract opportunities to me, but that doesn't mean I maximize every opportunity that comes to me, right? Because not every opportunity should be maximized. Not every opportunity should be pursued. That's why I'll literally tell them like, yeah, I'm able to attract opportunities of attraction from other women, but that doesn't mean I pursue every opportunity that comes to me. I'm selective with the opportunities that come to me, right? Don't deny it, because if you try to deny it, they know that you're going to be lying. You know what I mean? They know that you're going to be lying. They know that you're going to be trying to hide something. And especially if you are a really good looking and attractive man in their eyes and you are their type, like they know even more that you're going to be lying. So don't lie about it, man. Own it, but don't be arrogant about it. Just be like, yeah, I have women that find me attractive, but That doesn't mean that I pursue every woman that finds me attractive though, right? Something like that, man. But just keep it chill, keep it cool. You don't have to be arrogant about it. You don't have to rub it in their face, nor should you. You don't have to. That's the thing. You don't need to rub it in their face that you have other women and stuff like that, or that you have the ability to attract other women, because they know you do. And that's part of the reason why they're with you, because women don't want to be with men that other women aren't checking for, that other women aren't peeping for, that other women don't find attractive. And I've been told that directly from a few women now. And even though I didn't need them to tell me that for me to know that, but just understand that women already know that you can attract other women, which is part of the reason why they're with you. And it makes sense because it's social proof, right? Women biologically need security. They need a sense of security around the man that they want to be with. And part of that security, right, showcasing that this man is secure to be around, like he's a safe option, like he's a safe person to be around, is based on how other people view and treat him, especially women, right? So it makes sense as to why they are like that. There's nothing wrong with that. And then lastly, and this is just in general, man, you shouldn't be like this as a person either way, but just don't be needy or come off desperate, man, because you don't need to, number one, because a woman's attracted to you. So you don't need to be needy. You don't need to be desperate. Reciprocate attraction, right? Reciprocate, but don't be needy or don't come off desperate. Don't be like this at all in life, because you're just putting yourself in a scarcity mentality and just inviting more scarcity into your life. But just don't be needy. Don't come off desperate, and you're going to be all right. Especially as a handsome, attractive man, you're not going to need to be acting like that. And then also be more direct too. I didn't put this in here, but be direct, especially if you are, like, let's say warm approaching women, they give you choosing signals and you warm approach. Or if you're someone that likes to cold approach, man, like I'm all about inbound game, but at certain points you may have to cold approach just because based on logistics and just the nature of the situation, you may have no choice but to cold approach the woman in order to get her attention. Like literally, I would approach the girl and just say, "Excuse me, I just want to come over. I thought you were attractive and I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Jordan and you are," right? Something like that. I just keep it direct, keep it short, sweet, to the point, and then go from there. But that's number 4. Simply be congruent as a handsome and attractive man. And then lastly, number 5, man, treat her well, man. Do right by the woman. Don't act or be purposely toxic, because you're only going to be poisoning yourself. I know there's a lot of dating coaches and there's a lot of dudes in this space that tell you that you need to be toxic to women, that you need to be dogging them out, that you need to treat them like shit and all this stuff. And really, that's just backfiring on you. That's really just poisoning you. That's really just messing you up. You're really just treating yourself like shit, because the way that you treat other people is an outward reflection of how you treat yourself. You dig what I'm saying? So don't do that, especially unnecessarily, right? But even then, like, even if it's justified for you to treat a certain woman, negatively, still don't do it, still don't do it, because again, that's only going to be hurting you. And there's just no need for that, man. We're more mature. We're more masculine than that. So when people say that women love assholes, because you hear a lot of people say women love assholes, what they really mean is that women love men that put themselves number one. Women love men that are about their purpose, that are all about leveling themselves up, that just put themselves first, right? They put themselves first. They take care of themselves first, because how can the man take care of the woman if he can't take care of himself, if he's not willing to take care of himself? How can he prioritize her, but he can't prioritize himself first? Because he has to prioritize himself first before prioritizing her. I don't care what anyone says, right? Just like how if you're on a plane and it's crashing, like you have to put the air mask on first before you try to help somebody else. It's the same concept here. That's really what people say when they say that women love assholes. They simply just love men who put themselves first and aren't chasing them in the sense of being needy and desperate, like how I talked about earlier, which is why at the end of the day, just be a solid, masculine, stoic, good man. Like I said, do right by the women, man. And here's the thing, a lot of men who are raging right now in the sense where maybe they just experienced a bad breakup, maybe they were cheated on, or maybe they've had a bad experiences with women. I understand where those men are coming from. So I know they're going to be feeling a certain type of way if they were to hear me say something like that. And I know that's why they may be attracted to certain people in the space that encourage those type of negative emotions. But the problem is like, okay, now what? You went through this BS with this woman. Now what? Are you just going to sit and sulk? Or are you just going to be upset? Or are you just going to be raging all your life? Do you think that's the best way to live your life? Do you think that is going to invite quality women to your life that will actually treat you well? But that's the thing. You have to be quality first. You have to treat yourself well first. You you have to be a man that is worthy of attracting such beautiful people to your life. Not just beautiful physically, but beautifully internally, quality wise, right? If you're not that type of man who can be able to attract those type of opportunities, if you're not able to have a level of awareness with how people do move, not just women, but men in general, and keeping your awareness and your radar, your spidey senses tingling at all times, but still do right by the woman, because you do right by yourself, you treat yourself well, and the way you treat her is the way that you treat yourself. And I know some of this message isn't going to be well received to certain men, but that's because those men haven't experienced what it's like to be treated well by women, what it's like to have good quality relationships with women. And here's the thing, it's possible for men to experience the delightful aspects of being with women, right? Because there are a lot of delightful aspects to it. There's not just a bunch of negative stuff that a lot of these dudes try to market to you in these videos. A lot of these dudes are just going to feed into your negativity in the sense where they're going to really just amplify it even more, but not necessarily try to solve it, help you solve it at least. So that's just something to keep in mind, man. But like at the end of the day, if you're going to have relationships with women, if you're going to be seeing women, if you're going to be interacting with women, or if you're going to be getting into long-term relationships with women and you want them to be around for the long term, you're going to have to treat her well, man. You're going to have to do right by her. I'm not saying be a simp. I'm not saying put her on a pedestal in the sense where you're offering a lot of value to her and she's not reciprocating the same amount of value. Like there's not an equal exchange of value. I'm not saying do that. Don't do that, because yeah, you will be simping at that point. Yeah, she's not feeling you like that if she's not reciprocating the same amount of value that you're exchanging to her. Again, there needs to be an equal exchange of value. But if you are in a relationship with a girl that is exchanging the same amount of value that you are, or if you're seeing a girl where there is an equal exchange of value, then continue to treat her well, man. Continue to nurture that relationship and see where it goes, and nurture it to the point where it's trajecting to something very fruitful for both you and the woman, right? So, and there's nothing wrong with that, man. Don't let these dudes make you feel like you got to be negative and toxic and treat these women like shit, man, because really, again, you're just going to be poisoning yourself, and you're really just going to be treating yourself like shit at the end of the day. So with that being said, guys, if you want to practice handsome men's game, if you want to maximize your looks, become the most handsome and attractive version of yourself, and start to attract beautiful women to you on autopilot consistently, predictably, and reliably, then again, I would highly suggest that you check out the free IAB training linked down below in the description and the pinned comment. With that being said, if you got a lot of value from this video, please give it a like, subscribe for more videos like this. And with that being said, I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.